Hi, I need to tell you something very important. Things are not right, okay? But they have to be corrected. So here's the thing. I already told you about this other loud, I'll call it a demon god. It's a loud demon god. The one whereby I was saying Jesus and then it was like, he was sucking something from me or things from me or trying to suck things from me. And then I was like, so this person actually, they are probably associates of Jesus or something like that. And then I remember this other man of God or so-called man of God. I'm not fighting or anything. I'm just saying what was said, okay? It's just facts. So he was like, they were complaining wherever they were. They were probably in a meeting or something. I don't even understand. But they were complaining regarding individuals who had particular unwanted characteristics like autism. And then he mentioned that, they wanted to eliminate such individuals. And he was like, there were a particular group of individuals or people whom, were sort of being judged in terms of their character. So he was like, some of them will be food for the birds. So right now, it's a situation whereby all of this noise, all of these voices, even the loud demon god, he usually likes to speak or make noise from above or from a high point of view, because it's like he's on top of my head, but he's not really on top of my head. So I'll be like, so these are the birds that he was talking about. So is it that I'm now food for them? And those like me are now food for them? Is that it? Is that what you call Jesus is now talking about or doing? Because you remember the time when I told you that I was forced to go to the hospital. I was dragged in handcuffs by the police, by policemen who didn't even have their name tags on. They forced me, took me to the hospital whilst I was not sick. And they were like, I'm a psychiatric patient or I'm a psych patient, whilst I was not, whilst I'm not. So the doctor who was consulting me, I mean, like the first time when I was forced to go there, the doctor who was consulting me, he had like a bracelet on his arm, and then he was written the good news. So I was talking to him. I didn't want to talk to him as such, but there and there I spoke with him so that it doesn't seem like I'm a psych patient, because the reason why oftentimes I keep quiet is because I don't want to consent. You get what I mean? I don't want to like get into their zone or for them to get into my zone. Because if it doesn't affect me, then I shouldn't respond or reply. But anyway, the doctor there, he was putting on a good news bracelet on his arm. And then they will talk, they like talking, speaking in a friendly way. But then I told him that I'm not sick. And I didn't go to them. They were the one who came to me. Then why are they trying to force me into taking treatment? And I didn't even know what treatment they were giving me. I asked them and I told them that this is malpractice. This is negligence. You can't give me something that I don't know, that I don't know what it contains. So the first time he injected me on my arm, on the left side, I don't know what he gave me. But then he did that because he heard this other individual, he was, I don't want to mention his name for now. Maybe he might change. But I would say, his name is sort of, I remember even the Solomon of God, he was like, I see this young boy cooking beans, huh? Probably like cool beans or something like that. Probably baking or something like that. But then he was the one who said restrain him, meaning to restrain me. They injected me on the left side. And then the second time they did it again. They came to my place. Apparently it was issues of, false witnesses or false statements saying that I was harassing and all such nonsense. So I went there again, and then the doctor there was like, Kai. I was like, Kai, who's this now? And I know that the person who usually said Kai was, Mr. Paul. So they again restrained me in a way that, if I wasn't strong, if I wasn't training, then they could have broken my bones or maybe hurt, very, very sensitive parts of my body. And then they injected me on the right side of my butt. So can you imagine now? They gave injections on both sides of my body. Right now, when these people make noise, it's like I'm being cooked. Do you understand? It's like they put nanoparticles in me and I'm being cooked as they make noise. Do you understand how demonic this is? Being cooked, it's like you are being cooked whilst you are alive. And my body is not designed that way. It's not made that way. The biology of the body is not made that way. All because of individuals who are evil, who are bad. These are bad people. These are bad people. I'm telling you so that you mark them and you avoid them, or you group them, or you judge them. I will take them to court eventually. That was wrong. Can you imagine the pain that I'm going through? I can't sleep properly. I can't, sometimes it's like I would want to focus, but then there is noise. It subsides when I socialize or talk to other people. But anyway, I wanted to tell you a few of what transpired in case something happens to me. Okay? I appreciate you for listening.